Hello, I'm Emily and I'm the founder of Emily's Fine Food. And people regularly ask me, hey Emily, why are you a chef? When did you decide to become a chef, or that you wanted to become a chef? Well, those aren't really easy questions to answer. I never really decided to become a chef. But let me tell you my story. I am about 3 years old, sitting on the countertop of my mom's kitchen and literally with my feet in the sink. In that way, I could help her and I could participate, but I was still on a safe distance from the stove. And of course, my helping in those days weren't more than to stir and to taste, eat a lot before we went for dinner, and maybe I could press a garlic clove or something like that. But that's how and where my passion for food was born. And good food runs in my family. I am the sixth generation of great female chefs in a family where everything that had to do with food and cooking and tasting, etc., was given or passed on from mother to daughter. So over 150 years now. And my great grandmother had a catering business with the whole Prussian high society, including the German emperor, as her customers. And her daughter had ran a hotel restaurant. My grandmother and her mother used their talents more in a kind of like social way. But hey, I can tell you their dinner parties were popular. And my mother had a catering business. She ran a wine shop. She gave cooking lessons to men and to children and to young chefs. She was the hobby chef of the year in the Netherlands. She won that competition. She had a TV show. She wrote some cookbooks, and she coached her private clients to a healthier life based on her custom-made personal lifestyle programs. So growing up in a family like that with all these great chefs around me, I mean, my aunt and my sister are amazing chefs too. And being surrounded by my mom's chef's friends, including several Michelin star chefs, cooking great was totally normal to me. In short, I didn't recognize my talent. So therefore, I went to university, as a smart girl in the Netherlands would do. And I graduated for a master's degree and several certificates that you would call bachelors nowadays. And I started working in a corporate environment in a middle-sized company and became a board member within 2 years. But then the 2008 economic crisis hit the Netherlands too, and it wasn't long until the company went bankrupt. In the same time, my husband got the opportunity or the offer of a new job in Switzerland. So all in all, we didn't think long and we emigrated. A brilliant move. It is great living standards here. Work-life balance is fabulous. The weather is amazing. So yeah, still very, very happy we did it. But for my career, it was less great. I struggled finding a job, not having a network, of course, just being new in town. But I also didn't have the educational labels nor the job titles that they would recognize here. So after a few months of being the unintentional classic trailing spouse, I was ready to crawl up against the walls. I was so done with being at home. So I get a temporary job, which went on a lot longer than expected, but it didn't really fulfill me. And one day my husband, we were at home, we were chatting, had a nice glass of wine together. So he says, why don't you start your own business? And I'm like, yeah, actually I like the idea, but no idea what to do. So blah, 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 blah. And I go on and on and on. And then all of a sudden he semi-angrily asks me, what's wrong with you? You have an amazing talent. Do something with it. And I just look at him, blank. You are a most amazing cook, Émely. Do something with that. And I'm like, yes, I guess so. But I did start. I started my own small luxury catering business, catering all sorts of special occasions like birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, etc. Mainly for friends and others within my inner network. And then it turned to 16th of July. A beautiful Saturday morning, and I discovered this lump. On Monday, I met my gynecologist. On Thursday, they take a biopsy and make the first mammography. And August 2nd, the final results come in. It's cancer. So the next 16 months are dominated by hospital visits, first 2 operations, and followed by 14 months of chemotherapy and 6 weeks of daily radiotherapy or radiation therapy. And it was a horrible time, but I'm lucky I survived, and here I am. It did change my life though. It made me even more aware of what's important in life. And during this time, I think a lot about food, the impact of food, the environment, things like sustainability. And not only because eating all of a sudden is quite a big thing in your life when you go through, when you're on chemo. Now also because I'm very aware of the impact of food. First of all, of course, on my body. I have to take care of it in a way that my blood levels stay good enough to keep up with my treatment schedule. But also just the whole thing of sustainability of my life, of my way of living, of my food, etc. And that's when it hit me. That is when I thought and I realized, oh my gosh, I have this wealth of knowledge and experience when it comes to food, and I am super passionate about it. So I guess that's when I did not decide to become a chef, but I did decide to finally turn my passion for food, for flavor combinations, for cooking, for growing my own vegetables, for teaching others how to do that too, and for dining and for sharing my meals with others into a real business. And that's when Émely's Fine Food was born. To share all my knowledge, to have a long-lasting impact, a longer lasting impact as well than I had with the catering. I mean, the catering was really nice because you're always part of the party, but it is a one-off thing. And I really decided I wanted to have a more long-lasting impact on people and help them with something that they can incorporate in their lives for life. So I bundled all my knowledge and expertise, but also the knowledge and expertise of my female ancestors. And based on that, I developed my 3S system. It's shop, season, share. And it teaches you to shop differently, more seasonal, with more unknown or even forgotten ingredients. less processed food, and it even teaches you how to grow your own vegetables and herbs. And then it teaches you to season adventurous. So go beyond the default salt and pepper. Learn to use all sorts of spices and herbs and new cooking techniques and delicious different meals. And most important, it teaches you to become autonomous and adventurous in the kitchen, cooking without a recipe. So it gives you this skill set to fall back on over and over again, even if you don't have a recipe. And finally, it teaches you to share meaningful. The biggest fun of cooking is to share the resulting meal with loved ones. And I believe the dining table is meant to be a family's safe haven, and every shared meal is the perfect opportunity to have this all-important offline quality time together when you share your experiences of the day, your thoughts, your opinions, your doubts, your questions, but also your laughs and tears, or actually everything. And this 3S system is based on how my family shops, seasons, and shares for already over 150 years. And now you can do that for your family too. Start your own family tradition of healthy food, delicious cooking, and an amazing relationship right now.